Good morning vlog. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. If you are new here, hi, my name is Carrie. I am a TV host and I live in Kansas City, Missouri. It is Sunday morning. Oh, I love Sundays. We're just gonna hang out today. I have some things I need to do. Obviously, we're gonna watch some football, take Doogie to the dog park, prep for the week. This is the Supergoop Glow Screen. I have it in the shade Golden Hour. I'm just gonna put on a little bit of makeup for the day. This is the E.L.F concealer. I just finished my cycle and I always get one huge zit during my cycle. I guess that's better than my entire face breaking out. It's always the type of zit that never pops, like it's deep in there and it like literally hurts. What do you guys think? Do you think getting one painful huge zit is better than like your whole face breaking out? I feel like it is, but I don't know. It's super painful when they happen. My favorite brow pencil is the E.L.F Ultra Precise. I'm not gonna lie, I need to get closer to the mirror for this because I am blind and I don't have my contacts in, so I literally can't see what I'm doing. I've been using this Well People Super Natural Stick. I got it in PR and I've really been enjoying it. They have it in bronzer and in blush. This is the shade Lychee. Technically that color is a blush, but it's kind of like a sunburnt type of blush. So I'm also passing it off as bronzer because I'm like pale enough that it can also look like bronzer. I use this for blush, but then I've also been throwing it on my lips. Really enjoying it for that too. It just blends out really well. Update, if you watched a couple of vlogs back, I talked about my Stephanie Johnson makeup bag that I had just gotten, and the update is that I still love it. We are gonna go contacts free today. I wear contacts almost every day, Monday through Friday, for the TV show that I host. So on the weekends, I like to give my eyes a break and I try as much as possible to wear my glasses if I don't need my contacts. I just put a load of laundry in the washer and I just let the dogs outside. I need to check on Lyla. Another thing I got in PR recently is this BrewMate. They sent stuff to the show for us and I snatched this right away. And holy moly, I was a Stanley girl before, and don't get me wrong, I love the Stanley, but what I didn't love about it is that it leaks. It gets knocked over and it would like leak in my bag. This bad boy is leak proof and I have really been enjoying that. You can like turn the top, there you go. And it locks and it does not leak. So us messy girls really appreciate that. Honestly, I'm not messy. Like sometimes it just falls over in my bag and it gets all over. So anyway, I think I'm a convert because I have not been reaching for my Stanley at all. Look who's ready to come inside. Miss Lyla, come on. Good girl. You guys, I know that I don't give Lyla a ton of shine on the channel, and to be honest with you, she's a senior gal and she just doesn't do a ton these days. Look at her. She's like, bitch, I know you're talking about me. She's 10 and she's blind, so she is special needs. And she really is just in a routine and she's at a place in her life. What's that quote from The White Lotus when she's like, at this stage of my life, I'm just not meant to live a difficult life. That's Lyla. That is so Lyla. So she doesn't go to the dog park or anything like that. She really just sleeps and eats and cuddles. She likes to wander around in the yard. Like she's just living the easy life and she deserves it. She's our first rescue. She was found starving in a ditch in rural Wisconsin. She's a purebred Shar-Pei. Someone dumped her, which is so very rude, and it's their loss because she's the sweetest girl and we love her so much, don't we, Lyla? Yes. We had her for 9 years. We rescued her when she was 1, so she's been living the good life for a long time now, as she deserves. I have already had one coffee today, but I think I'm gonna make another one because I have some work to do. Some photo editing. I am not a photographer by any means. I am just like a hobby photographer. When I was in college, I bought myself like a big DSLR camera and just decided I was gonna teach myself how to take pictures. I've always been interested in photography, like, and just artistic stuff. Honestly, even as a child, I was always creative. I was always doing crafts. I was always taking photos, things like that. And I really just taught myself how to take photos. Everything I learned like on YouTube or via like friends. Obviously when I worked for the Royals have professional photographers, so I would always come to them and be like, I want more depth of field. I want that blurriness in the background. What do I do? Like, is this a good lens? Blah, blah, blah. And they were always really helpful. But everything I've really taught myself. It's definitely not a side hustle. I just kind of do it to take pictures of dogs at the shelter or my own dogs or just, I don't know, whatever I want. I just thought it'd be a fun skill to have, and it is. But every once in a while, I will get a friend or something who knows that I play around with pictures and they will ask me to do something for them. So that happened last weekend. One of my best friends here in Kansas City, her name is Kate. She's one of the sweetest people I have ever met in my life. She just has the purest soul and she's a wonderful person. And she has a donkey rescue. I'm sure you can tell why we get along. She loves animals also. And her husband run a donkey rescue called Zen Donkey. And they also have like a juicery where they make like cold pressed juice. So that is the business that then supports the nonprofit rescue part of what they do. And they do like donkey healing for people with PTSD, anxiety, anything like that. It is super, super powerful. Their donkeys are so cute and amazing, and they are expanding and doing such good things. And they had their biggest fundraiser of the year last weekend called Dining for Donkeys. And Kate asked me to take photos for her. And because, like I said, she's one of my best friends, I couldn't tell her no. I'm always willing to help. And so I'm gonna edit those now. That's the long and short of it is I need to work on editing those. Whenever someone asks me to take pictures, I always want to do a good job, but because she is my dear friend and I believe so much in her mission and what she's doing, I really want to do a good job. So taking the pictures is only half of it. The other big part of it is doing the editing, and that's really where you get to like work a little bit of magic in terms of color grading and lighting and putting maybe like a little preset or something on it. So I'm excited to kind of bring the pictures to life after I took them last weekend. But without a doubt, something that helps me work better is a coffee. So I'm gonna make myself coffee number 2 and I'm gonna get to editing those photos. Also, of course it's Sunday, so I have some football to watch. The Packers play at 3:25 and then the Chiefs play later tonight at 7:30. The Packers game is not on TV here in Kansas City, so I think Casey and I are gonna have to go somewhere to watch it, which isn't my favorite because you guys know me, I love to be at home doing the absolute least, but for the Packers, I might make an exception. It is now like 3 p.m.-ish and the Packer game is on at 3:30, but we do not get it on local television. So we're gonna go to one of the restaurants up the road from us and watch it there. And then the Chiefs play later tonight. Of course, that'll be on TV here. That's at 7:30, but we are gonna go get some food. Casey already left because he's gonna wanna stay there longer than I am. But I want to show you guys what I'm wearing first. I know I told TikTok, but I don't think I told YouTube. I broke my foot, so I'm in a boot. So I've been trying to find ways to dress up the boot. It has not been easy, let me tell you, but we're doing the best we can. I'm gonna do my best to link everything down below, but these are the A. Goldie 90s straight. I love these, I wear them all the time. My Boston Birkenstocks, again, love them, wear them all the time. My shirt is just a Packer shirt that I thrifted and then cut off. My fanny pack is old from Target. These earrings are from Target, and then my little cuff here is just from Amazon. I will link everything down below. Okay, let's go get some food. You guys, what is a hush puppy even? You know, hush puppies are like a southern thing.
We're in the South.
We're not in the South.
Whoa!
It was out. How do you feel about the Packers?
How do I feel about the Packers?
Yeah.
I want them to win like 30 points. So I
Okay.
can go home.
And right now they're not winning by 30 points. They are winning by 10. I just left at halftime because I have to go to Target and get a couple things. Namely, I am out of coffee pods, oat milk, like everything I need for my morning coffee for tomorrow. And I am not starting out the week without like having my good coffee on a Monday. That would just, like, I'm just asking for a bad week if I start off without my coffee. So let's go in. I also need like dry shampoo and a couple other things. So let's just stroll Target, shall we? So sick of the boot. I am obsessed with Bubbler. Normally I get that flavor or this flavor, but I think I'm gonna try this one. I'm also obsessed with candy corn, and I'm not sorry about it. Getting the dogs a new chew toy because their other one is almost gone. Oat milk for my lattes. These are the Nespresso pods that I like. I'm gonna get 2. Current favorite dry shampoo and current favorite shampoo. One of the things I love about Dove is that they're cruelty free. which means that they don't test on animals, and we love that. Oh my gosh, you guys, these stink bugs are the worst. But you know what? I'm one of those people that, oh, where'd he go? That catches bugs in my hand and takes them outside. Okay, fly free. Oh my God, no, get out. I said get out. Welcome to the very next day. I feel as though I owe you guys an explanation about my foot. So I am going on, is it week 2? It's my second full week in the boot, but my foot has been broken for 3 weeks. I actually waited a week to go get an x-ray to get it looked at because it was starting to it was just bad. It was just bad. And I was like, I should go get an x-ray and just find out what's wrong. I kind of thought it was broken because it was bruising really bad and it just was pretty painful. And so I went to an urgent care and I got an x-ray and they're like, she broke. She broke. So I've been in the boot for 2 whole weeks. I'm going back for an x-ray tomorrow. After that, I will know if I need to have surgery or not. They really wanted to see if it would heal on its own before they just cut me open, which I appreciate. Surgery just opens up the door to all of their problems. So like if it can heal on its own, let's do that. And then if it's not, they would have to go in and kind of like line the bones up so that they can like refuse together. And this whole process, I've never really like broke a bone. I did fracture like a finger when I was in junior high. And then I guess I broke my collarbone when I was like 2, 3 or 4 maybe. So I was really young and I don't remember it a ton. And I think those were just fractures. I don't think I broke them. My finger was definitely just a fracture. And I think my collarbone was too, but I did a clean break here. So I just never have thought about like how a broken bone heals, that it eventually, even when it's a clean break, like eventually it will just like, I don't know, go back together. I don't know, like I am not like someone who knows a ton about the body. I know the basics, but Casey studied all this, like anat and phys and stuff in school, so he's definitely knows more about it, so he'll educate me sometimes, but it just blows my mind what the body will do if we just like let it. I really wish I had like a fun story to tell you guys about how I broke it, but I do not. I was standing at my kitchen counters and we have vaulted ceilings in our kitchen. So once a week, I stand at my kitchen counters and I take the plants. I have plants up there that kind of like drape over it. I take the plants down to water them. I do this once a week. I've been doing that since we got this house, you know, over 2 years ago. When I stand on my kitchen counter, I always take my shoes off because shoes on the counter, it's kind of gross. So I always, before I get up on the counter, kick my shoes off. And I was wearing like my platform slippers. I have like platform house slippers. They're like my favorite things. I love a house slipper. And actually the week before I was thinking about getting rid of these things because they're kind of like long in tooth and I got another pair. And I was literally just thinking I need to throw these out and just move on to my other ones. But for some reason I didn't. Well, I kicked off my little platform slipper and jumped on the countertop, brought the plant down, and then I jumped down without looking and I jumped on my platform sandal. And I landed on it, my right foot kind of landed on it sideways. As soon as I landed on it, I knew something was wrong. It hurt so bad. I have like twisted an ankle and things like that. I grew up an athlete, so I definitely like had my fair share of like, oh, it's a twisted ankle, whatever. But this, like right away, I felt like something snapped. Right away, I felt a really, really, really sharp pain and it hurt right away. And I couldn't really walk on it. Like when I have sprained an ankle in the past, I've been able to kind of like walk it off a little bit. And this, like, I could not walk in it. I was limping around. I was home alone. Casey came home and I was in my office. I went to my office to like work on some things because I couldn't finish doing stuff around the house because my foot was hurting. And I told him, I'm like, I think I hurt my foot. Like something happened to my foot. And I explained it to him. And by that point, it was starting to like swell up a little bit. And then by the next day, the whole bottom of my foot, like my arch area, was deep, deep purple and it was so painful. Now, like I said, I waited a week to go to get an x-ray. And at that point we had crutches just sitting around our house from Casey's past injury. So I just decided I was gonna like crutch around, and that's how I kind of got through the week. I was crutching around at work. I was just crutching everywhere. I tried to go to urgent care 1 or 2 days after work, and both times, like one time the urgent care I went to didn't have an x-ray machine. I was like, okay. The other one I went to, they had like an hour and a half 1.5 wait, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't wait that long, or I'm not going to wait that long. It's not that I couldn't. I'm like, I'm not gonna wait that long. So I finally, like a couple days later, was able to go to an urgent care, and they got me in for an x-ray, and they're like, yep, she broke. They gave me a boot and then referred me to orthopedics to have someone look at it to see if I would need surgery. And it took me like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days to get in there. So in that time, I'm just like hanging out, chilling. And I finally get into orthopedics. They look at the break and they're like, you know, this is like right on the edge of where we would maybe do surgery, but let's wait a little bit. It's already been a week and a half since you broke it. So let's give it another week to 10 days. We'll take an x-ray and we'll see if that new x-ray has shown if there's been any healing. If there has, we will, you know, assume that it can heal on its own. If there is still not healing and like the bones are still not matching up right, we'll have to go in and do surgery. So that was good news because they just sent me home with my little boot and they're like, okay, be on your merry way, be careful, wear this boot, like don't do anything dumb. And I was like, okay, I can do that. This situation has been the epitome of the consequences of my own actions, like coming to fruition. And that has been so annoying because like everything just at work, getting around takes me longer. I'm supposed to wear the boot all the time, but I can't drive with it because you just don't have a lot of dexterity with your foot when it's in that boot. So every time I get in my car, I have to slip the boot off, and then I get to where I'm going, I have to put the boot back on, yada, yada, yada. Like it's just a bunch of hoopla that I have to go through. Everything takes a little bit longer. One of my cousins back home, like one of the cousins I'm closest with and grew up with, is getting married this next weekend in Wisconsin. So we are going home for his wedding, and I was looking forward to busting some moves on the dance floor. And don't get me wrong, like I probably will still be able to bust a move or two in my boot, but like it's gonna be so much more annoying that I have to have a boot. And not to mention like my outfit is gonna be ruined by the boot. Like it just, so many little things. Again, Kim, there are people that are dying. I know in the grand scheme of things, this isn't a big deal, but I'm just annoyed with myself, to be honest with you, because I did this. I did this to myself. Anyway, that is the story of the boot. That is the story of my broken foot. It's just poopy. The other thing that sucks about this is I have had to take a break from doing shifts at the shelter. I am not supposed to be doing like a ton. I'm not supposed to be on my feet a ton, but I definitely can't be at the shelter around dogs that are big, you know, these are not like but Pomeranians, like these are bigger dogs, and risk one of them like landing on my foot or jumping on my foot or whatever it is. So I have not done a shelter shift in a couple of weeks since I hurt my foot. And that sucks too, because that's such a big part of like my weekend self-care routine. Going there and spending time with the dogs is like my me time. So staying away from the shelter has been hard on me too. I am also missing my morning walks with Doogie. Every morning before work, I would take him on a walk around our neighborhood, and that was like our Doogie and mom time for the morning. I can't do that, so Casey has been walking him, thank goodness. In the afternoon, I have been taking him to the dog park, but I can't be as active at the dog park normally. I'm much more active like with him, doing things, playing, things like that. Like I can't do any of that, so yeah, I've been missing like my time with Doogie. I'm done complaining, really I am. I'm really more just like annoyed with myself. One more thing I want to talk to y'all about is the book that I'm currently reading, which is called The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. I was on hold for this for a while at the library, and I'm so happy to have my hot little hand on it. I am just over halfway. I read quite a bit this weekend, but she just is a good writer in my opinion. And of course, reading is subjective. Sometimes you like people's writing styles, sometimes you don't. I just click with hers. Now, that being said, I read the first Magnolia Parks book and I enjoyed myself, but it was so toxic that it was hard for me to really invest in those characters. BJ and Magnolia were so toxic that I was like, I don't think I can root for either of these people. They deserve each other. They're both like just messed in the head, like truly. What I like about this book is it's that same amazing writing for Magnolia Parks, but these characters are not nearly as insufferable. So I'm liking that so far. I do think I will give Daisy Hates a chance, and I will probably go back to Magnolia Parks, but she's got to tone down like the toxicity in those couples, because it was so bad. I don't know if I've ever met, you know, literally two more toxic people in my life than BJ and Magnolia. And while some toxicity is like kitschy, and I understand you're like trying to do a bit, like it was far too much. Anyway, just a little reading update.